Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. How are you? I hope you are enjoying the best of health. I welcome you in my class, that is English for grade 5. We are learning Unit 5. Its title is My Beloved Pakistan. My dear fellow teachers, this lesson plan, PowerPoint presentation, worksheet links are given. You may click it, download it, follow it as it is, or modify for your convenience. I'm going to deliver my lecture according to this lesson plan. Yes, my dear students, today under the title of Grammar, we are going to learn about punctuations. Before this, in English for grade 4, I have already taught you about few punctuation marks. I hope you remember. If not, you may watch this video lecture again. And we are going to learn further to recall the rules of punctuations learnt earlier, recognize the function of colon, and use it before a series of items. These are our today's SLOs. Let's start with the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah mentions in Quran, Surah Al-Jinn, verse 1. Say, O Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, it has been revealed to me that a group of jinn listened to the Quran and said to their fellow jinn, indeed, we have heard a wondrous recitation. Yes, my dear children, what this verse is telling us. First of all, this verse is telling us there is an other creature other than human being. There are jinns. They also listen and they comprehend whatever is being said. So this is, and how do we know it? Through Quran. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling to Prophet Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and we are getting this information. So my dear children, I want you to focus on these marks, like why we have put it and what do we call them? Do you remember? Okay, so tell me, what do you know about quotation marks and colon? Pause the video, answer this question to your teacher, and then come back. Yes, my dear children, I hope you could comprehend, you could recall. These marks are known as quotation marks, and we use these marks when we are mentioning the statement of someone. Like what a person said, we enclose that statement in quotation marks, right? And this sign is called colon, and we use it on different places. So today we are going to focus on these two punctuation marks for our lecture. Okay, so why punctuation marks are important? Why do we need to put them? I always tell you, when we are talking, we express our thinking through our expressions. But when we are writing, we need to use few punctuation marks to make our writing clear. And whatever we want to convey, we mention it through punctuations. For example, look at this statement. I like yellow, comma, green and blue. Now this statement, by using comma, I'm mentioning 3 colors. But if for same words, for same statement, I remove this comma and put a hyphen, it becomes a different statement. I like yellow, green and blue. So in this statement, 2 colors are left, like not yellow and green, rather it's yellow, green. You see, now just by changing a punctuation, this statement is different. This is the importance of punctuations in our writing. If we miss any punctuation or we use a wrong punctuation, the statement gets wrong. That's why we need to be very careful, and we need to learn rules of using punctuations, right? So let's see, what does your book say about it? Quotation marks. I told you these are quotation marks, and where do we put it? Quotation marks are used to enclose the exact words that someone says. This mark, like 2 reverse commas, is used at the start of the stated words, and the commas like this are at the end of the statement. And a comma is used after the last quotation mark to separate the words from the rest of the sentence. So this is how do we do it. These quotation marks are telling we are going to state or narrate a statement. We are going to write a statement which someone has said. This bike is mine. Quotation marks, close. See, started here, closed here, and then we put a comma to separate it from rest of the sentence. Who said it? Said Sultan. Means Sultan said, this is my bike. And one thing more, when we start these commas, these punctuation marks, the first sentence is always capital. The first letter of this sentence is always capital, right? The next example is, I would like some apple juice, comma, please, quotation marks close, comma, said the little boy, full stop. Right? This is the sentence structure when we are using quotation marks. Let's play computer games. These quotation marks are telling someone said it, and who said it? Said Imran. And the person who said it and the statement which was spoken, we separate by putting a comma between them. Right? This is the sentence structure. Okay. Suppose the exact words that someone says come after the rest of the sentence. In this case, we put a full stop before last quotation mark. Okay. So if it is reverse, we are mentioning who said, we are mentioning it first. Father said, comma, punctuation marks start, come inside and have lunch, full stop, commas close. Right? We put question mark. Now, if the sentence which is being coded is a question, what do? We put a question mark and exclamation mark in the same place before last quotation mark. Instead of putting the full stop, either if it's a question, we mark a question mark, and if it's an exclamatory sentence, we put a mark of exclamation like this. Is this the way to the station? Because it's a question, we'll put a question mark, then we'll close the commas. The man asked, full stop. Right? Samir said, comma, inverted commas, start, can I borrow your pencil? Question mark, commas close. Right? So these are the sentence structures if the said statement is a question. Okay? The mother said, comma, inverted commas begin, don't do that, sign of exclamation. And the sign of exclamation is telling us this is a strong emotion. Mother is stopping from something. Okay, that's why we put a exclamation mark and commas close. Right? Ali said, comma, inverted commas begin, which is called quotation mark. What a great movie! Sign of exclamation, quotation mark. Right? Do you understand it? So there are three different situations where we have put commas and three different punctuation marks: a full stop, question mark, and exclamatory mark. Right? Okay. So next is call-in. When you are reading a dialogue, notice the call-in between the name of character and the words that he or she speaks. She would want only one kind of pet, a Siamese cat. Okay, so this is the statement, and what type of pet, colon, and then the kind of cat is there. Okay, colon is used to introduce a description, an explanation, or a list. For example, the little boy announced that he wanted the following for his birthday. Now, because after this there is a list whatever the boy wants, that's why we put a colon, and what the list is: 2 sweaters, a new tent, and 3 toy cars. Right? Okay. So are you clear with it? So I'm going to check you through an activity. Are you ready for that? Okay. So teacher will select a student from the class, and teacher will talk to that student. All the students of the class will write down their dialogue, And this is instruction for teacher. Teacher can make it more challenging by adding exclamatory and interrogatory sentences. And this dialogue should not exceed from 5 dialogues of each character to focus on the equality. Yes, my dear students, are you ready for this activity? Okay, then pause the video, enjoy the activity, and then come back. Yes, my dear students, are you done with it? Good job. I hope you have used correct punctuation marks for writing the dialogue. Okay, so the next thing is, it's going to be very easy for you because we have learnt many rules of capitalization. We are just going to revise it quickly. Rule 1 is we capitalize the first letter of the first word in a sentence. So whenever you are going to write a sentence, the first letter is always capital. Where is my ball? This is my brother. You need a racket if you are going to play tennis. So always start the first letter of the sentence is capital. The second rule is we also use a capital letter for the first letter of the first word in direct speech. And what is direct speech? We just learned when we are quoting someone's sentence, after putting the quotation mark, we use the first letter as a capital letter. Samir said, quotation mark, this is my brother. So this is always written like it will be a capital letter. Where is my ball? Tayyib asked. You'll need a pencil if you are going to write something, said Jamal. Okay, so after quotation mark, you always start writing with capital letter. Rule 3 is pronoun I is always written as a capital letter. Rule 4. We use a capital letter to begin the names of people and places. For example, Pakistan, Minar-e-Pakistan, Khyber Pass, Wasim Akram, Abdul Sattar Eidi. The names of holidays and special celebrations also begin with capital letter. And the days of the week and months of the year begin with a capital letter. The capital letters are also used in the titles of books, films and plays. For example, Treasure Island. So because it's name of a book, so we will write it with a capital letter. The Lion King. Okay. The nationalities, languages and names of cities also begin with capital letters. For example, American, Pakistani, Urdu, Punjabi, Arabic, Lahore, Delhi, Peshawar, etc. So for all these rules, we can summarize it as all the proper nouns are written with capital letter because all the rules we have read, all the names are proper nouns. That's why we are using capital letter. So to make notes and to recall them, we have made in detailed. Okay, and the last rule for today we are going to learn is we also use a capital letter for the letter in words and phrases that we use for saying hello and goodbye. Like if you are saying hi, good morning, so you will write it with capital letters. Goodbye by capital letter. Right? Are you clear? Okay, so it's the time for your homework. You will write in your notebook 10 sentences using 9 capitalization rules we just learned in the class. Okay, and here is a worksheet, my dear fellow teachers. These worksheets, lesson plan, PowerPoint presentation links are given. You may click it, download it, and kindly provide printed worksheet to students for practice. And my dear children, I have given you extensive practice for the rules we just learned. You'll add quotation mark in this worksheet and you'll correct the sentences by using correct capital letter and punctuation marks, and this is a dialogue. You'll have to put all the required punctuation marks, right? So in this way, what we have learned, we learned that pronouns are those and we achieved at today's SLO to recall the rules of punctuation learned earlier, to recognize the function of colon and use it before a series of items. So my dear students, are we done with it? Yes, and we thoroughly enjoyed learning it. That's it for today. Tomorrow I'll come again with a very interesting lesson. Till that time, keep learning, keep practicing. Take very good care of yourself and the people around you. Thank you and Allah Hafiz.